Stretch and it doesn't heat up. I just use it as a form. I keep it closed. It doesn't spread open ever. Okay, now I'm going to take the hat. I'm going to put it right on top and I'm going to push down. So I got a little bubble coming up. Okay, I'm also taking my fingers and I'm enhancing that little smile, the teardrop. So I'm making this very smooth with my fingers. I'm using two fingers, kind of like this, while it's wet. So that little, right now it's an upside down smile, so it's neat. And that little bubble is what I just made with my steel form. I'm going to go back again, and I'm pressing down the hat, raising that bubble up. I also want it, not just in the back, I want it to go to the front of the hat too. I want this to come up. So I'm going to take my fingers inside the hat. And look what I'm doing, I'm raising it up. So it's a true little teardrop on the inside. I'm going to go right back onto the form now, hit it with some steam first, stick it on the form. I'm going to bring the two fronts, the point closer, kind of like a letter V or a letter A. And I'm pinching those two creases nice and tight. Okay, this and this. I want those to be nice and tight, so I do something like this. While it's still wet, I give it a good pinch. Give that a good pinch. A lot of pressure I'm putting on there. So now I've got a good definition on those two. See, it's like a letter V there. Okay? So that's essentially a teardrop. Now we worked on the back of the teardrop, okay? We've got a good slope. You see how it slopes down towards the back of the hat? Now we work on the front. The front is still a little, it's not defined. So when we snap this down, we want that front to have a nice appearance. So I'm going to go ahead and hand shape it and do something like this so I got a nice kind of a triangle shape, but I don't want to do that without steam. So first I'll hit it with steam, because remember, if you're making any kind of creases, you want to use steam first, otherwise you're not getting smooth lines. You get kind of wrinkles and stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. My fingers are inside the hat. I've got two fingers right in the center of the pinch there. Right in there are my two fingers. Now look what I'm doing here. Spreading that out like this. So I have this sort of triangle. Okay, so I essentially just tapered the front. I narrowed it. I narrowed it with my two fingers right in there. You could have one finger. I like two fingers, okay? Now, here's the front. What I like to do sometimes is lower the crown. If you like to lower it, what you do is you start right here and you just get rid of that. You just lower it right in the center. See if you could watch me do it. I'm going to lower the crown just a little bit now. Okay. Go ahead and sculpt it a little, make sure it's symmetrical. Give it a good pinch. Crown is a little lower now. Okay, here's the side profile. Slouching down towards the back. Now as far as that inside, some customers need a lot of depth, so you have to bring this little bubble here up. You need to bring it nice and high so that the customer has enough depth and enough roof, enough clearance on the roof of the hat. Sometimes if you're tall, you just need it. Alright? So the idea is you're bringing down the crown in the front. It looks low, but you have depth. You've got room with that little bubble. There's a little place for your head to sit. So I'm hitting everything with a little bit more steam now. Gonna hit that part on the top of the little bubble with some steam. I'm gonna take my finger and just press that center up, because I want to give it more depth. And you want that bubble to look pretty too. So you sculpt it, you make it smooth, symmetrical, and it should just look graceful. And speaking of graceful, what I like to do now is just take this line, this whole teardrop shape, and just give it some grace, basically. I want it to look smooth. Some people like a very hand-shaped kind of unsmooth look. I like it to look, like I said, polished and very just graceful looking. It still has the beauty of a hand-shaped hat, but, you know, a little panache, a little style. So what I do is I hit it with steam. Okay, what I'm doing now, pinching those two front pinches again on top, just to get them tight. One smooth motion. And now here, that smile in the back of the hat, I do something like this. One very smooth motion. So, like I said, it's a graceful looking line. Okay, I think that's pretty good. The rest we could adjust later. We could lower the front of the crown. If you want to lower it, you lower it right here. You just tuck it into itself right there. Let's put it on and see how it looks. Yeah, that's cool. I think it's cool. Alright, here's your teardrop.